Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got a Saturday morning roundtable here. We're a little short-handed. Scott, the jet setter Scott, is flying all over Europe, I guess, but Farbod was able to join. How you doing, Farbod?
Doing great, man. Doing as good as I could after last week, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, I contemplated not even talking about that game. Just like sometimes teams come out, they come back for practice the next week and they just tear up the tape. But we'll talk about it a little
Yeah.
bit. Okay, let's get on to the good stuff. Well, not really the good stuff. Well, let's talk through a few things here. We got a few things to talk about. We'll get into the Rams Colts, obviously, but some talking points before we get to that. The Seahawks Cardinals, I think that game told us a lot about the potential of both of these teams. The Cardinals, my opinion, watching that game, Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison just kind of disappointing. It's the same Kyler Murray we've seen for years. And meanwhile, the Seahawks defense is getting to be a little bit scary, I think. Did you watch the game?
I watched some of it, a decent amount of it, and I agree 1,000% with you, Mark. There was someone on Instagram made a little clip on saying like why both teams deserve to lose that game. That it was such a there were so many miscues. Both head coaches were playing not to lose, and it was just it was something, man. But hey, as a Rams fan, and I'm sure Niners fans felt the same way. This was a great game for us because exactly it was just one misstep after one misstep. No one looked impressive. And yeah, the biggest takeaway, exactly, Mark, the Seahawks defense. I mean, granted, they have a great D coordinator head coach there, so that certainly helps. Oh, look who we got. Ernesto.
Hey, Ernesto.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, good. How you doing, man? You haven't met Farbode, our Hawaii, or I'm sorry, our Florida wing of Ramley, as they call it. How you been, man? Thanks for joining.
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, for those for listeners and viewers, when I heard Scott wasn't going to be able to join, I said, "Hey, let me see if Ernesto's available. He's always up for talking about the Rams." So we'll have to get caught up with you and what's going on. We were just talking about the Seahawks Cardinals and how that result, in our opinion, bodes well for the Rams. Although the Seahawks defense I think it's really, really good.
Yes, I couldn't watch the game because I was at a meeting. I was giving a speech in Mexico City, but I got to watch the the rerun or the game again, and I watched a very good defense from the Seahawks, and a lot of what Kyler Murray does is go throw the ball up to see who can catch it, and this time it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, the one play where it kind of looked like that the touchdown to Marvin Harrison, he was covered and he just chucked it. Harrison made a great play. I kind of felt good for him because he's been under a lot of fire for some miscues, and I think he's got the potential to be a great receiver. But that Seahawks defense though is a little concerning for me. Hey, so Farbode wanted to talk about the leverage rule, and I'm going to share it here because it did potentially, if we're interpreting it correctly, maybe the Eagles got away with something here. And I'll real quickly read this rule, not the whole thing, but the NFL leverage rule prohibits a defensive player from using a teammate or opponent's body as leverage to gain height and block a kick. Now, Farbode, you weren't necessarily convinced that's what happened, but you thought it was at least something to talk about.
Right, because you guys remember in the Colts Broncos game, that's exactly what happened, and we saw that flag thrown there, and it very well could have been thrown in during this game, during that play. But the only difference I maybe see is that the Eagles player didn't he didn't use Alex Ward's body when he leaped up to block the kick, like what happened in the other game. He used his body to get past him, which made me, I don't know. It's just, to me, that still shouldn't be allowed. But, if you read the rule verbatim, it doesn't necessarily say you can't do that. but I don't know. It just didn't look kosher to me. It didn't look like, that should be legal. So I don't know. It was a little ticky-tacky. I'm guessing that's why, because he clearly, if you guys watch the clip, he clearly uses his own Alex Ward's body to get past him, but then he completely gets past him and then he jumps up. And I think ultimately it's, Bo Limmer and Havenstein both getting blown up, absolutely blown up on that play. But yeah,
I feel like the Eagles are getting away with a few little things here and there, which is kind of disappointing. Did you, Ernesto? Did you see the? Were you watching during these block kicks?
Yes, yes. I saw that, and I think Alex Ward could have made a better effort. Also, he just misses the guy. He lets him pass by and lets that kick get blocked twice, and that is an issue because it's the third time it has happened in 2 games. So that happened also with the Titans, and that has to be corrected, because that it's not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, and it's kind of a bummer for Alex Ward because I know who our long snapper is, but a lot of people probably don't. And he finally gets his name. he finally gets him in because he's a really good long snapper. And
yeah,
as long as he does his,
if you didn't know, Mark, he's from UCF. That's where he came out, undrafted. But
right.
Hey, Florida guy.
Yeah, and he finally gets some notoriety, and it's kind of a bummer for him. That image I saw of him standing there with nobody to block was not a good one.
Rough.
So another thing, Farbod, you wanted to talk about was you sent me a couple snippets, and I forgot to include them. I think it was the Lions, right, running some 2 running back sets, and you're wondering why the Rams don't mix it up and put Corum and Williams out there together.
Exactly, Mark. We have such high potential. I'm sure there's so many Rams fans I hear mention all the time. Why don't we have 2 great running backs at least? Why don't we ever have a 2 running back set? And to me, the Lions gave us a great blueprint on that. It was a touchdown play to Gibbs, but it wasn't necessarily a 2 running back set because it was Amon-Ra in the backfield with Gibbs, which same difference. Put Kyron and Blake in there, fine. And it was a handoff to Amon-Ra. Gibbs is falling behind him, does a little toss to Gibbs, runs in untouched for a touchdown right in the red zone, right where we're struggling to put the ball in ourselves. So this is a copycat league. Will we ever see that same play run with Kyron and Blake? I hope so. I don't know.
Yeah, and we know Kyron can block, so if you want to have him the lead guy in almost a type of fullback situation, yeah, maybe we'll see that. But I think McVay gets so set in his ways sometimes. He's afraid to experiment. Hey, so Ernesto,
I was watching a list of all the touchdowns that Matt Stafford has made, and I was noticing one play where he has, in the left he has Kyron Williams, and in the right he has Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp goes on like a running back, and he throws a route and in the red zone, and it converts into a touchdown against the Seahawks. So it was a very good play. So I was wondering if we could do that again, but with Jordan Whittington, that it's more powerful guy, and that play can also be run because it's a mismatch against a linebacker against a very big receiver like Jordan Whittington.
Yeah, and Whittington, just to remind everybody, he was a prolific running back in high school. So yeah, he's we'll talk about that. The last bullet I have here, we'll talk about getting more guys involved. I was going to ask you, Ernesto, one thing that concerns me, going into the Eagles game, it was like, okay, run defense, prove it. And now I'm more concerned about our cornerbacks with the loss of Witherspoon proving it. And I don't know, man. I'm just concerned that we have a cornerback that can match up against some of these big wide receivers. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about our current cornerback situation with Witherspoon on the shelf?
Yes, as a fan, we were always expecting to have in the off season or in the draft, get that position get taken care of. But it didn't happen. They told us that it was going to be okay, that the pressure that the front line, that the D line could make, could give a break for the D backs. But when we lost Witherspoon with a significant injury, because that's going to take a while, the collarbone takes a while to heal, and it's very, very, very painful. So that leaves us shorthanded. And so what we could do, I know we went to the street to get a guy like this kid that used to play with the Seahawks. I don't remember now his name, but
Trey Brown.
Yes. He was a former Seahawk and 49er for 2 seconds, but I think he's not the answer. He's not the answer, because we as fans, we were notice his play against us when we played the Seahawks twice a year, and I don't remember. I had to go back and look at his style of play, and doesn't shines at all. So it's a concern, and I think it's going to be a concern for all the season until Witherspoon comes back.
Yeah, and I almost wonder if a lot of you Ram fans are gonna tell me to stop it, but Darion Kendrick might have been potentially an answer, and I think he's playing fairly well. And by the way, on the injury front, for those of you who don't know Ernesto, he's joined me a couple of times, and I think he's got some credibility on the injury front, being a doctor himself. So just wanted to point that out.
Yes, I'm a surgeon.
Right. So, Farbod, how do you feel about, you got any additional thoughts on the cornerback situation?
I mean, you guys are all spot on, and you took the words out of my mouth, Mark. I was going to bring up Darion Kendrick. Oh, man, how tough is that to see him excelling right across the, in the division. But I think, if things go the way they are, I really won't be surprised if we trade for one of these cornerbacks out there. There are a handful of guys we could maybe get, but we as Rams fans always have to remember it, because we may see good talented guys per se, but you always remember that with our front office and what they look for first, it seems like, is a culture fit. So don't get so hung up on if a guy looks good on film only. Keep in mind, is he going to be a culture fit? Is he going to be toxic to the locker room? Is he going to enhance it? McVay talks all the time that this specific group of guys, all of them they care. All of them have their head right. There isn't one guy that he sees that is a troublemaker per se. And we could see maybe that's why we shipped off some guys like an Ernest Jones, maybe. Who knows? Cam Akers, who knows? That could have been a reason. So I won't be surprised if it gets done, if things keep going the way they are. But we'll see. Maybe Emmanuel Forbes will pick it up a little more, and we won't even have this discussion again. Hey, crazy.
Yeah, and they got a couple. Yeah, and I had high hopes for Josh Wallace. I'm surprised that he didn't get elevated to a bigger role yet. Maybe he will. And then a guy in the practice squad I really liked was AJ Green. He's another bigger cornerback, and he's got some NFL experience too. But they made the move for Trey Brown, so obviously they weren't feeling the way I was feeling about Green and Wallace.
I think they're going to test the waters, because next games are going to be very important, because there are the quarterbacks from the other team. There are guys that can extend the play, that can run around and extend the play and give the D-backs a real hard time. This game against the Colts is going to be a very good test for them, because next are going to be the 49ers and the Ravens, so that they can run around. Kyler Murray also can do that. So it's going to be a real test, and I think they're going to test the waters and see if they can stay put or have to go look for someone else in the free agency.
Yeah, there are a couple of guys still out there, so we'll see. Maybe this game will be if bad things happen on the cornerback front. I think you're right; they'll probably make a move. At least I would hope so. I don't want them giving up one of those 2 first-round picks, though. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Right.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about here is, um, Ian brought up some interesting data. I'm watching the Rams offense, and I see a lot of creativity in the play calling. But then he shared that data where, I don't have the numbers, but the Rams have thrown a higher percentage of passes to their top 2 guys, a higher percentage than any team in 25 years. And I talked about it once already. Tutu Atwell, 0 catches. I think he has 2 targets. Tyler Higbee has like 6 targets. Colby Parkinson, 2, and the list goes on. And I don't know if that's a function of the play calling or Matthew Stafford getting tunnel vision. But do you guys agree? I mean, as someone on the YouTube channel pushed back, like, hey, throw the ball to the guy that's open. If it's Devontae and Puka, that's fine. But I don't know. I just don't think this is sustainable. How do you feel about it, Farbod?
Well, I could kind of see both arguments there, Mark, because if you look at it as a black and white thing, it's generally not a good thing to just have 2 guys run your offense, target-wise at least. But hey, look who these 2 guys are. It's Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. These aren't your typical receivers out there. These guys are elite at their positions. So while, yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, Mark, if we were undefeated right now and look good, we wouldn't have this discussion even if it was happening. So there were a handful of plays that could have had us top the Eagles, and we were still doing that. We were still targeting. So yeah, in a perfect world, okay, maybe we will target a Jordan Whittington more, Higbee more, any tight end more, Kyron Williams more, even in the backfield. And it's early in the season. Let's not forget that, guys. It's week 3 coming up, or week 4, and I do think Sean will get it figured out. I do think that maybe it's not so sustainable, Mark, if the offense is going to stall so much, especially in the red zone. But I could see it going either way, man. At the end of the day, we got some elite players at these top 2 positions, and I'm not going to be so upset if they're the ones with the ball in their hands at the end of the day. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm not so concerned about it, though, honestly.
Yeah, I enjoy sitting here second guessing Sean McVay and his play calling.
Don't we all?
How about you, Ernesto? Is there any particular player you'd like to see, get elevated and become a bigger part of this offense? There's probably a few guys, actually, right?
I do agree with you, Farbod. I really agree. We have one of the best tandems if matching up with the Bengals. We have a 1-2 punch. They're one of the best. Puka, it's always bailing out at the Rams in third and must do it. And he's a really great guy in the third downs. What I don't like is sometimes they always go force feeding the catch in the red zone or in the end zone where with Davante, and that if McVay does another type of play with more ingenious time, or it could be with better results, and using him as a decoy and let someone else like Jordan Whittington or even Tutu, who is well played, just to do out cardio out there and not to contribute in any kind of yardage or TDs for the team. So it could be useful, or it could be better if Sean McVay turns the other way and try to check on the new tight end who we just drafted in the second round, and he's not even active for the game. So I don't know what's happening there, but it should be spreading the ball more to the tight ends. The Rams don't have a tight end that could figure in the league, and it's not even looked at as one of the best. They have been telling us that the tight ends, this is the best group that we have ever had in a very long time, and in the league they don't even show up as one single player that can contribute.
Yeah, you're right. We were really excited about this this tight end group, and then now they become an afterthought. Although things could change this week. Well, I say that every week, but with a couple of guys questionable. Do I have let me see the injury report. Parkinson and Higbee both questionable. So maybe this is Terrence Ferguson's day finally. I don't think we need to talk anymore about this Eagle game. Let's just move on from that. Let's talk about this injury report. And I will say one thing about the Eagles game. 5 minutes into the second half, I mean, we all get depressed, we all get bummed, but how it turned out. But 5 minutes into the second half, there, I felt like we were the second best team in the National Football League. That's how I felt about it. So we can take that away. We just, we just blew it blew it for the rest of the game. So what can you say about it? Hopefully they learned from it.
Exactly.
But the injury report, Big Rob, Devontae, Parkinson, and Higbee all questionable. So maybe Terrence Ferguson is active. If one of these guys can't go, he obviously will be. Maybe he will be regardless. And then for the Colts, wide receiver Alec Pierce, offensive lineman Matt Goncalves, and cornerback Kenny Moore, all significant contributors. And then DeForest Buckner, the defensive tackle, is questionable, and that would be really big if he can't go. And then a wide receiver Anthony Good, also questionable. So let's talk about this game. I'll start with you, Farbod. What do you see the keys to the game being here? This is a Colts team that, a month ago, I would have thought, yeah, this is a game we should win, take care of business at home, not a big deal. Starting to get a little bit, I think this is actually a pretty scary game at this point. How do you see this game unfolding?
Yeah, well, real quick, Mark, with the injury report, Havenstein and Devontae, they're both going to play. I watched the press conference yesterday. Devontae was up there in McVay, and Devontae was pretty much talking already about, how to recover from a quick turnaround after playing in tomorrow's game. So I think he's just, a veteran. It's okay if he doesn't practice per se right now, and we're going to see him out tomorrow. And
yeah, it seems like these injury reports, they don't throw the word probable out there anymore, right? It goes from out to questionable.
Yeah, it's a tactical advantage, I guess. They're just trying to not give the hand out. But, if the opponent just watches the press conference, it's right there for you. But, yeah, it is what it is. But, yeah, as far as the Colts go, absolutely. I think this might be the biggest surprise in the whole NFL going, in the talk of the offseason. This team was not expected. Daniel Jones, what do they call him over there? Indiana Jones? Come on. That's pretty awesome. I love that as an Indiana Jones fan. So that's pretty cool. But, yeah, this is going to be another big test. I mean, to go from the Eagles to the surging hot Colts, as a Rams fan, I just want to see. I mean, it's good timing, I think, because I don't doubt for a second that Eagles game is still stinging real hard in our players' and coaches' hearts. It's killing them. So I really, really expect them to use that pain and fix the field goal blocking errors. I would not be surprised if we don't see another blocked field goal this whole season. Let's see. If they really, really focus on it, emphasize on it, we'll see. But I think it's a very similar situation, just like with last week with Barkley. Now we got Jonathan Taylor. Okay, let's gap discipline again. And but this time, we got to keep the pressure on, because that was one thing with the Eagles game, Mark. What happened to the pressure in the second half? We just couldn't get to the quarterback. So maybe we can do in all four quarters, keep up the pressure type deal versus just less pressure in one half if we go up by a few points or so, keep the pressure on. It's a winnable game. I do still expect to win this game, but it's going to be tough. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for it. Let's go.
Yeah, by the way, last week, your prediction, Scott texted me at halftime, said, hey, Farbod's prediction is spot on. We're blowing him out. And then
so close.
Yeah. How about you, Ernesto? How do you see this game unfolding? Any keys to victory? What do the Rams need to do to win this game?
Okay, it's a statement game. After what happened last week, it's a must-win game. So we have to do it firmly, because the Colts are viewed in the league that it's the team that has punted the least, with just one punt, and all drives are being finished with points. So it's the time to make a statement, to put Indiana Jones under pressure. So he's very mistake prone when he gets really under pressure. So it's time to the D line to harass him. So he doesn't have time to throw the ball comfortably and shut down the Jonathan Taylor game. So we don't have no problems with being under score, and don't let them live. Keep the pedal to the metal at all times. So they have shown that they can come back from very large deficits. So it's the time to do being firm and put the pedal to the metal at all times. 4 quarters.
Yeah, and that's maybe you're alluding to this in a roundabout way, but we have the 49ers Thursday night. If we had beat the Eagles, this would be potentially a game that we might overlook the Colts, kind of looking ahead to the 49ers. So maybe in a way that might be trying to be look at the glass half full here. The loss to the Eagles has allowed us we're not overlooking the Colts. 3-0, roll over the Colts and get ready to play the 49ers. So they have to be refocused and get back on track. So yeah, I think it's I was really happy with our run defense, and I think that'll continue. We got to number one, slow down Jonathan Taylor, and then don't let what happened last week happen again. Let our Daniel Jones extend plays and find Michael Pittman and these other receivers all over the place. But Alec Pierce being out is a big advantage for the Rams.
That's a huge advantage, Mark. Exactly. I'm so glad Alec Pierce is in there, because Pittman alone is a big headache for defenses. So yeah, Alec Pierce is your big play guy. So hopefully they have a little bit less big plays. We'll see.
Yeah, and they got the tight end too, Tyler Warren. He'll be someone to reckon with. So I'm already on record predicting a Rams win 23-20. You want to make a prediction, Farbod?
Yeah, I'll go 28-12.
Oh man, you're always so confident. I love it.
I was close last week, huh?
Yeah, you were close for 35 minutes of football. Yeah. How about you, Ernesto? You got a prediction to share?
Yes, I'm also like that. I don't think the Colts are going to score more than 15 points. So my prediction is going to be 30-13. It's going to be
it. Yeah, and one thing we got to remember, and if there's any Colts fans stumbling across this onto this video, I have a lot of respect for them and what they've done so far. But they have beaten the Dolphins and the Titans, 2 0-3 teams. So there is that, and the Broncos are 1-2.
Dolphins
yeah,
too.
Yeah, it's kind of a prove it game here for them.
Yes.
So we'll see. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for stepping up, Ernesto.
Anytime.
It's not really a round table with just 2 people, right? Yeah. So, okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Out here from Rams Up, and we'll get you back on again sometime, Ernesto.
See ya. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Out here from Rams Up.